Hello and welcome to the class. Today we're going to work on nourishing knees, or nurturing knees. So we will need a few props. Some people who have trouble crossing their legs sometimes a rolled up little flannel put sort of underneath the knees there can help quite a lot, because it's, for some people find that difficult to bend the knees that way, so that can be quite useful. 2 of those, or something similar. A cushion, a rolled blanket would be really nice if you've got a blanket. You may need a belt, and you will need a block or 2, and a chair. So just about everything today. So I thought we'd do more of a nurturing class, so we won't be doing sun salute or anything. And we need to work on, the way the feet are balanced, and the tightness of the hips can all affect the knees. Obviously it's all connected, so there'd be quite a bit of work on the hips going on as well. So first of all, sitting on a block, or you could have more to sit on. You could have a couple of blocks, a blanket or 2. If you use cushions, they have to be fairly stable, and we're trying to sit up well, sit with our legs crossed. I mean, if it's impossible for you, you'll have to find a way that's comfortable, because you should never ever create pain in your knees. Okay, so you need to, if you get pain from anything, you try backing off. If not, you can't do the particular posture, you have to do something else. We're going to sit as comfortably as we can. We're trying to cross the legs and bring the feet underneath the knees, and it will help if you've got more support to sit on, because if the hips are stiff and the knees are up here, that's not going to be good easy for the knees. The tension is going to transfer to the knees and everything. So we're trying to get that good cross where the feet are actually supporting the lower legs there, and then lifting the spine. Hands in prayer position underneath the breastbone here, thumbs forward, fingers coming out, and shoulders down. Lift the crown of the head and close your eyes. Obviously the tummy will have to work to support the back, and as you breathe, try and think about what's happening in the hips, the thighs and the knees. So particularly on the out breath. I'm trying to let go. And last week I read from the Yoga Sutras about the asana is steady and comfortable posture. Well, we're trying to sit in a comfortable posture now, and I'll just read you a bit more what's said about that in this particular book. So in order to achieve such a meditative pose, we may practice many preliminary can't say the word, cultural poses. This is why Hatha Yoga was created. People trying to sit quietly found they couldn't. They encountered pain, stiffness, bile, gas, etc., and thought, what is the reason for these things, and how can I get rid of them? They realised it was due to toxins from eating the wrong foods at the wrong times and in the wrong quantities. These people pondered, what is good food that won't leave toxins? What should the limit be? When is the proper time to eat? They formed the yogic diet free of meat, fish, eggs, stimulants and excessive use of spices. The next problem was what to do with the toxins already inside the body. They concluded that these could be got rid of by squeezing the body in all different directions. For example, they found the way to cleanse the liver, spleen and intestines was by doing the forward bending pose Paschimottanasana, which is bending forward and crushing the stomach a bit. When the spine was stiff and didn't want to move, they employed postures that bent it forward, backward, sideways and upside down. Although Hatha Yoga is several thousands of years old, it never becomes outdated. The truth of it is always current. They're like gold. Although other things lose their value according to time, gold is always the same. Now cross your legs the other way. And the body will always take the easy way. So we're used to doing things one way, and sometimes it's difficult to practice alignment and using both sides of the body. So if this feels awkward, well then you need to practice it more rather than less in your home practice. So try and practice crossing your legs the way that's not sort of natural. If you place your hands so that the shoulders are comfortable now, and then you can lift the spine again, and the tummy also works, doesn't it? And then get some comfort in this position. Breathing in and breathing out. Now you might feel some little bit of tension, a little bit of work, what we call sweet pain, but not pain. So these days when maybe we're in more and life is slowing down, some of us might have time to nurture the body more, be more conscious of our body, and use that time well. Okay, now we're going to go into Dandasana. Stay on your block. This is staff pose, a staff or a rod, so obviously that tells you it needs to be straight. Try putting either one of these round cushions, I know some of you have got those, or a rolled blanket underneath your knees, okay? And see how that goes. And I think this is quite nice. So obviously you're on those sitting bones there, but you're a bit sort of towards the front of the block here. And bring your hands either side, fingertips. And this depends on how long your spine is. Some people put their hands down, or this depends how long the spine, and we're all different. So you may find different ways of sitting up here, and then we're keeping our feet together, stretching the heels away, bringing the toes towards us and lengthening through. And this support will perhaps help you really make more space under the knees and stretch a bit more there. See if that helps you. Can we make a straight line with our toes? And also we need to stretch the inner legs as well as the outer legs. There's a tendency to sort of do this a bit. But we need to kind of work back here. So you could use a belt if that helps you do that. If you can do it without, that's fine. But these props are meant to help you have ease in the posture and a better alignment. So it's quite so make sure all your toes are out and you can wiggle them, and the belt's around the ball of the foot here. You should see that. And then again, lifting the spine, shoulders down. So if you have your elbows out a little bit, then you can open the chest, lift the crown of your head, keep stretching the heels away, and you get that lovely stretch on the backs of the legs. If you feel your kneecaps, You can't move them, they're really firm, it's really lovely for the knees. And holding lightly, you know, not sort of gripping too hard. Holding lightly, but firmly. Smiling because it's a lovely stretch. And if you're holding a belt, let it go now. Just bring your hands softly where it's comfortable. That might help you sit up more. Do you think you're sitting in an L shape, not a C shape, or bending at all? Everything's straight and even. Very nice. Okay, so we're going to come out of that and do the dog pose. So just move those things out of the way. And come up into your dog pose. Let's stretch the fingers, middle finger in the middle, all the other fingers and the thumb stretch. Good for the hands. And the hands are shoulder width. And the knees are hip width apart. And then we've got a little bit further back, tuck the toes under. Now, can you get all those toes tucked under? We did that the other week, didn't we, with feet. Take a good breath in. As you breathe out, suck the tummy in, lift high, high, high. Any higher. Breathe. Think about the backs of the thighs working, the fronts of the thighs working, the shoulders away from your ears. On the next out breath, bring the heels down, try to keep the bottom up. Don't worry if the heels don't reach the mat. Just strive for that. Feel that the backs of the knees are opening. Can you hold it there? I'm just going to turn around and show you the back view. Again. Toes bending here, bringing the heels as close as you can. Move the back of your thighs away from you, the front of your thighs towards the back of your thighs. Really nice work. The shoulders away from your ears, arms firm. Dog pose. It really works the whole body, doesn't it? The tummy works, the back stretches. It's a lovely pose. Helpful to hold it sometimes. And the backs of your knees, are they smiling at me? I hope so. Coming down into child, toes together, knees apart. Drop the head. Bring the backs of the hands either side of your feet. If your bottom's not down, you can put a block or cushion under there. If the head isn't down, something for your head. So that's down, and this is the full child posture. And breathe in and come up. Now we're going to do a wide dog. So stretch the fingers, but the width of the mat, with the little fingers on the edge of the mat, still spreading the fingers. Bring the feet toward the edges of the mat. Move the knees back a bit. And go into your dog pose from there. Lifting and bringing the heels down. Now, if you can see the inside of the heels, then move them out a bit. And I think this is rather nice. I can feel this more on my calves. I hope you can. It gives you a nice open chest. A bit more of a stretch, opening the hips. The upper arms working more. Back. It's a lovely open posture. Another couple of breaths, breathing in. As you breathe out, can you Length a little bit more. Breathing in, breathing out. Okay, bring the knees down, back into child, toes together, knees out. Fold your arms, place your forehead on your arms. Take a couple of breaths there. And breathe in as you stand up. Standing in a good Tadasana. Now have a chair near you because we're going to do some balancing. So be near the chair and good Tadasana. So four corners of their feet on the mat. Feet together, legs together. So you're stable with your feet. You're spreading your toes forward and out. Trying to get the big toe joints together if you can, as much as you can. And just think about being on the four corners of your feet underneath. So very stable. Very stable. It's like the four corners of the car. If one tyre slightly worn, then it's going to be imbalance, wear and tear. And lifting your kneecaps. Not pushing them back, lifting them. And then the quads are working, thigh muscles are really working. Have your hands on your hips now. You're lifting the crown of your head. So you're stable from your feet up to the crown of your head and balancing. Ears over shoulders, over hips, knees and ankles. Hands on your hips. We're going to balance on the left leg in a minute. So start to lift the right leg. Now you've got the chair there, so you won't be falling over. But if you can balance, and now there's a wobble there, isn't there? You can see that. That is a good thing. That is your body righting itself, and you can feel, if you're wobbling like me today, I find it's harder on a carpet and a mat, so it might be easier to come off the mat. But this wobble is a good thing. You're using all the muscles of your feet. The legs have got to work. And once you're stable, we can close our eyes, but we're going to find a concentration point straight in front of us that we can focus on, a point that's not moving. It's called a drishti, concentration point. Now, can you close your eyes, focus on your drishti and stay balanced? Try it, breathe. You can open and close the eyes, you can, if you need to touch the chair, that's fine. This is a good thing to practice because, now I'm facing my husband, so he's not very still, so that's my excuse for not balancing. So see how you go. This is a good thing to practice. In your kitchen there's a surface around you where you wait for the kettle to boil or something, or your toast to pop. Okay, let's try it with the other leg. So, stable on the four corners of the feet. Good Tadasana lined up. Okay, then looking straight at your drishti and start to lift the left foot off. Okay. And see if you can close your eyes. See what happens. All those little movements, really strengthening. Working those muscles is a really good thing to practice. And that can be practiced at odd times. But make sure you're safe. And then back to Tadasana. And now we've got tree pose. So, that's a good Tadasana again.
20 minutes.
And you need to bring your heel up to the inside of your thigh. If that's difficult for you, you can bring it lower, or even have it there if your balance is bad, but see if you can get it straight down there. So you have to work the thigh towards the foot as well as pushing the foot towards the thigh. Otherwise you will be pushing over to the left here. So you're on your left leg, you're working that inner thigh. Ideally the knee comes out to the side here and down here. And then we can place our hands in Namaste. And if you're balanced, you can stretch up and lengthen up. Arms straight and well aligned. And down. And change. So bring the left one up. So it's good to hold on something while you're doing that and getting all this right. So getting it straight down, make sure you avoid your knee with the foot. Using that thigh muscle there to push to the foot as well as the foot pushing to the thigh. Trying to bring the this leg back, tummy working, good Tadasana, firm on the right leg, particularly the ball, the foot and the four corners, hands in Namaste, look at your drishti. Up, lengthen up, shoulders down, breathe, leg muscles working, lovely, and then coming down under control, don't just drop out of a posture, and release, back to Tadasana. Okay. Going to do Trikonasana now, triangle pose. So the length here is supposed to be a leg length if you can. Feet facing forwards, toes lined up into a straight line, and the sides of your feet lined up with the short ends of your mat. Turning the left toes in, right toes out. Actually, we'll do Warrior 2 and then go into Trikonasana. So then we're going to try to keep the body centered now. So have your hands on your hips. And always this hip wants to come forward, doesn't it? So there's nice firm legs. Breathe in. As you breathe out, try and keep the body where it is and bend the right knee. Have a little look. You can see a bit that the knee should be over the heel, not over the foot, and ideally lined up with the first or second toe. So we're trying to get an angle here. It's better to do less of an angle rather than more of an angle, and then we're trying to move forward with the hips, spreading the toes and stretching the arms out evenly. Now pull a little bit over towards the left to stop you going over to the right. There's always that tendency. Try and keep the knee where it was. Warrior, brave, and look over at the right hand. Stable, defending, and keeping that knee where it should be. Now if we straighten that leg, we can go in, this right leg, we can go into Trikonasana. So, keeping all this open, the nose over the toes, so you have to keep your weight back, just hold your leg where it's comfortable and turn your chest to the front, and breathe. Breathe in and come up, foot to the front, turn the right toes in, left toes completely out, try and bring this hip back. Heel in line with the instep here. and then bending this left knee, trying to get this angle here, the knee over the heel or a little bit less, and in line with the first and second toe. So you're not bringing it forward or letting it go back. There's quite a bit of alignment going on there. And then keeping the body up. Of course, this knee always wants to come forward, doesn't it? So there's quite a lot of things to think about here. Keeping open, not going over to the left, stretching the arms, try and stretch a bit to the right to even yourself up. So you need to work the lower abdomen so you can drop in the hips a little bit more. And then look over at the left hand, try and get equal arms. And then straighten this left leg, bring this arm down, the other one up. So the hip goes in here, nose over toes, not in front of the toes. Keep the weight back, firm, legs, lift those kneecaps towards your thighs. If it's comfortable, only look up at the right thumb, chest is turned to the front, smile. Breathe in and come up, feet forward, and come in. Now we're going to sit on a chair. So get your chair ready. We're going to sit on the end of the chair. And we're going to bring the right foot over on top of the left knee here, trying to get this angle. We did this last week, lying down to thread the needle, didn't we, when we got hold of the left leg. So the foot is flexed, the toes coming towards you, trying to get this angle here, and just a light pressure on this right thigh. Now, as you come forward, you will feel it quite a lot round here. I think it's quite a nice stretch. It's not a pain. It's a nice stretch, so it's up to you how far forward you want to go. Keep the hands on the hips so the hips are stable. But try not to tense the thighs now. Now if you want to go further, as long as it doesn't hurt your knees, you can bring the arms down. In fact, come forward here a little bit as well. So this is quite a stretch around there. We did the glutes, didn't we, last week? It's quite a good stretch there. Breathe in and come up, and try the other side. So trying to align the knees and the legs and everything into a good right angle. The left one up. Flex the foot. Little bit of pressure on the thigh there, lifting up. Legs and legs and legs up. Breathe. See how you go. As long as you're not in pain, particularly in the knees. Never pain in the knees or anything, but the knees. And then you can come forward a little bit, see what happens. Then you might bring the arms a bit forward if you like the way forward. So keep this right leg in place. Try not to tense the right thighs. And all you're going to do breathing out, when I'm not pushing down or anything, if you can see some movement, it's where I'm breathing out. You're lengthening as well the upper body. Breathe in and come up. And release. You can put the chair to the side now. Somewhere. And then we're going to try half frog. Okay, so you'll be lying on your front, see how this goes. So, there's the bent elbow here, forehead on your elbow, legs straight back. And you're pressing down with the front of your thighs, the front of your hips down. Move your legs back. Bend the right knee in. Now you might need a belt round the foot if you can't reach the foot at all, so you might want to get that ready. Okay, then you're going to keep the knee where it is. Now you can place the hand there and bring the heel is going to the side of your hip, not your bottom. If you can bring the hand on top like this, that's even better. But try and keep the lower back pressing down towards the tummy, pressing the tummy, the hips down to the mat. No pain on the knee at all. That's a nice stretch for the front of the thigh there, the front of the hip, and then change the arms, forehead on your right arm, bend the left leg, and either the belt you can have around the ankle of the foot, or hand on the top of the foot here, or if you can bring the whole of the hand on top of the foot and move the shoulder back, and that's even better. Now keep moving the knee down away from the hip, a good press down on the front of the thigh, the lower back pressing down, tummy working, and then start to bring this heel towards the side of your hip. And release. And then push yourself up. Now, just quickly to do Virasana. Now, this is hero pose. The knees are together. You bring the feet out and then you sit on a block. It's nice to make space underneath the knees and pull back the muscles of the calves. This works for some people. Then the feet should be going straight back. They should not be out here. It's not good for the ankles or the posture. Now the posture is with knees together, but if you can't do that, then you have to bring them apart. It should not hurt your knees. Hopefully it'll be good for your knees. You can put more blocks. It's really lovely if you start bringing more blocks or folded blankets. It's fine. For students who find it easy, you can actually sit in between without the blocks, but only if you it doesn't hurt your knees. And then you're sitting up, breathing. So again, it's different for different people. It can be quite good for the knees, or if you have certain knees problems, could be good or bad. You have to find an expert on that. It just depends. Okay, to come up from that, putting the weight on your hands, we go back to Dandasana, stretch the legs out again, move the flesh of the bottom back, stretch the heels away from you. Again, sitting nice and tall, and stretch out the knees. And the last posture, we're going to do a lying twist. So we are going to cross one leg over the other. You shouldn't be on the knee at all. The leg is crossed over, the thighs are crossed. If this doesn't agree with your knees, then you can just go to the side without crossing over. So, lying down, cross the right over the left. Just bring your arms, just relax your arms out, and just move your hips a little bit over to the right, and then go all the way over to the left. So the weight of this leg will take you over, but avoid the left knee. Now try and keep both shoulders down and stable. Backs of your hands down, trying to keep the upper body as it was. Breathe in. As you breathe out, just let go the weight of the right leg. Just release. And come up. Don't undo that leg. Bring the bottom back to the centre. Then cross the left over right. Move over to the left a little bit with your hips. And then just go over now. Keep the left shoulder down. So nothing's happened to the upper body. Make sure the chin hasn't lifted, or you're not tensing your face or your arms or anything. You can always move your back so it's down, upper back. And then just let the weight of that left leg go. Breathe in, breathing out. Let it go, it'll take you over. And breathe in and come up. And we can get ready for Shavasana now. So, you might want to get something put under your head if you normally have that. If you've gone a little bit cold, don't forget to, you can use your blanket to cover you. Or the other nice thing which I'd recommend is to put a rolled blanket or a rolled cushion under your knees in Shavasana, because that's really nice and releases your knees. So put something else on if you're cool, and might need some socks on or something, and lying down. So, are you lying comfortably? Closing your eyes. If it's light, you can have something to cover your eyes. That's very nice. Moving your shoulders down away from your ears, letting your arms roll out. The legs a little bit apart and just rolling out. With that support under your knees, that would be very nice. And how much can you let go? Now, so taking your senses inwards. Just focusing on your breath. Softening your feet, ankles, calves, knees, thighs. Your legs becoming heavy. Just let them go. Soften your pelvis, hips, tummy, ribs and chest. Shoulders, arms, hands, fingers. The backs of your hands resting easily on the mat. Your arms getting heavier. Focus on the palms of your hands. Release there. Your fingers will curl in on their own. So from your shoulders right through to your fingertips, letting go. From your hips right through to the ends of your toes, letting go. Let your jaw release. Release your tongue, the root of your tongue, and your throat. Allow your throat to become still and soft. sometimes we mouth words in our throat. We need to let that go. Soften all the small bones and muscles of your face. Just let them go. Release any expression. Let your eyes soften away from your eyelids, softly looking into your heart center. Releasing the corners of your eyes. Make space between your eyebrows and between the tops of your eyebrows and the top of your head. Let the brain release back. Be aware of your inner silence. Just focusing now on your inner peace and silence. To focus now on your hands and your feet, just move them a little bit. Start to walk your feet in towards you. Bend your knees into your chest. Roll completely onto the right side. With your knees up, hold it there. Onto your hands and knees, come up to sitting on a block or a block or two. Cross your legs the other way to the normal way you cross. Hands in namaste under the breastbone, lifting the spine. Releasing the knees and the hips. Here's your mantra for this week. There is no escape. Longing for escape is a waste of time. Even if we go on an exotic holiday, we still bring our thoughts with us. The only true escape is through transformation, and the only true transformation is freedom from thoughts. Today, when you remember to, say to yourself this mantra, I have thoughts, but I am not my thoughts. Open your eyes if you have them closed. Namaste. Keep smiling and breathing.